the allegations that there's yet again paperwork on Jay Prince snitching. It's a guy on Onan TV, and he spoke on Clubhouse a little bit, who's alleging that Jay Prince is a prosecution witness. If you go to the Houston Clerk of Courts and you look up the Patrick Clark case and look at his bond and bail conditions, they said you can see that Jay Prince is on the witness list. I honestly started to do the process of looking it up. They wanted a whole bunch of information and everything like that. It was a lot, but I did watch the live on Onan TV. I recommend people check out his page, see what he got to say. He showed a lot of paperwork. Um, he even made some wild allegations. I think he might be extrapolating a little bit too much from the paperwork, but then again, he could be right. But he's alleging that even in the video, that when it looks like people are crouching over to try to help take off, they might have been trying to pick up shell casings to try to, hide who might have been responsible for his death. But the feds are involved in that case right now. And the guy on Onan TV, he's going through federal and state indictments. He was even on Clubhouse TV talking for a little while. Clubhouse, man, is just a lot of niggas talking over each other. Honestly, I don't got the endurance for it all the time. But he did give like a little quick introduction and gets into it. Let me see if I can play a little part. At least show the people where to go watch it if they want to, burn up a hour of their life or something like that. Yeah, on and TV kind of putting his Mac down. Are you sharing it with me now?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll just play a little bit of this.
I'm looking for him too, but at the same time, like this right here, man. They got him for takeoff. They got him for takeoff murder. I already got the indictment. Already got.
Oh, so they charging him and the DJ?
They charging him.
Well, the DJ tail.
The Fed picked up Cam for the gun and the spent 9mm shell they found on the scene. They ain't hit him with the murder yet because the Feds they building a conspiracy instead of a single 922G case. What they got him on right now?
I think that DJ did say something.
No, I'm gonna tell you who did the talking. Jay Prince did.
Jay Prince Jr. or the
daddy? Junior snitch. Junior's a fucking snitch. I got his
paperwork. A rat.
But I got his paperwork, bro. Ain't nothing to talk
y'all
about.
Keep this nigga close. He like me. He don't give a fuck.
That nigga's a fucking snitch, nigga. Fuck that whole ass nigga. He's a snitch, and that's just what it is. I got his paperwork.
Fuck with niggas that don't give a fuck.
Yeah, so there you have it. He goes on like that for a while, and he proceeds to show receipts on his page. I saw on his page he was making some wild allegations too. What's your first perception of this, Bob? Is this your first time hearing of any of this?
Yeah, hearing him talk like that seems like he got a little extra motive behind it. He's not just speaking, with just the facts. He's,
yeah, like he put his sauce on it, like he might be.
On it, so it's like I can't really, hearing you talk like that, I can't really. You sound like an enemy of the other side. So if you probably would have calmed down, I could kind of, believe something that you're saying. But
that doesn't mean he's wrong.
That doesn't mean he's wrong, but it's just it takes away from the legitimacy of what you're talking about.
True. And honestly, we're not getting these from super credible sources. I'm not saying that he could not be right, but honestly, we should be waiting to established journalists really tackle this and see what's going on. We're going to see a lot of rumors kind of swirl now, and they're always trying to put Jay Prince on some working with the police thing. Even when the thing happened with Charleston White and the police wouldn't protect him, people said that he must have been working with the police. But I want to bring up a point that I don't think I heard anybody bring up from the standpoint of Charleston White versus Jay Prince, just to move over a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
In Uvalde, Texas, there was a shooter in a school taking out little kids. And if you remember, I want to say there was 19 police officers that standing outside of the school and didn't rush in.
Right.
Do you remember any of them going to jail from the FBI because they didn't protect the kids.
No.
So why would we think that a police officer would be, subject to penalty if they didn't protect Charleston White?
Charleston White feel like he is the police too. He just don't have a badge. Hear him say he just, you know. So I guess that's the difference. You know what I mean? Charleston White kind of figures that, he's with them. He's on the same side.
Well, I
So
just want to remind everybody about what happened in Uvalde, Texas. Those
yeah.
cops didn't protect those kids, and none of them went to jail, but because of that. Another thing I want to bring up that I didn't hear nobody else in the blogosphere bringing up. Let me share something with you, Bob. People seem to forget this. Interesting point.
Got it.
All right. Neither neither the Constitution nor state law impose a general duty upon police officers or other government officials to protect individual persons from harm, even when they know that harm will occur. And that was said by Darren L. Hutchinson, a professor and associate dean at the University of Florida Law School.
Okay.
It's gonna be no different in Texas. There's a New York Times article written on that very thing. Um, in this fine law place, they had an interesting article. Do police have an obligation to protect you? And they bring up the Uvalde um, thing. It was 19 children and two teachers that got shot, actually. But the police department received criticism for their failure to stop a school gunman. And while the shooter was inside two adjoining classrooms, 19 law enforcement officers stood outside for nearly an hour as they waited for tactical equipment to arrive. Just to skip down a little bit, unfortunate families of the victims have little legal recourse against the police because police officers are typically protected from lawsuits by qualified immunity. Police occasionally face consequences for their actions, like when Minneapolis officer Derek Chauvin was convicted of murder for George Floyd, but criminal charges against police officers who failed to protect the public are extremely rare. So just want everybody to kind of keep that in mind. You know, guys talking tough on the internet, kind of like looking for trouble. I don't think they really high on the priority list when it comes to the police protecting them. But this is an interesting development on the whole Jay Prince takeoff murder situation. Did you hear the new song that Quavo dropped?
No.
Yeah, he said something about wanting to move on, but he doesn't have all the answers, but he can't look backwards because that would be dangerous. Not the exact lyrics, but it was interesting. He even talked about the group not coming back together anymore. He said, "Take off, gone. You know, ain't gonna be no getting back together." And he
Mm-mm.
said he loved a few people. Somebody could correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't remember hearing him say that he loves his brother. He said, "I love my sister, I love my niece," and he's talked about love and takeoff, but there was no shout out for. I mean, everybody was expecting there was no shout out for Offset, but there was no shout out to his brother. And with the allegations against his brother, people talking about his brother talk. Maybe his brother kind of caused the initial violent encounter or whatever. We don't know. That's up in the air, but that kind of makes me think about that.
Mm.
You know?
Sad situation, man.
Yeah, no,
Brothers
no.
falling out.
So yeah, we're gonna keep track of these Jay Prince allegations and see if anything materializes out of that.
Yeah, because
Um,
anything coming out of whack 100 count, I mean, it's
the
hard for me
100
to.
side.
Yeah, it's like I gotta see something else. I gotta see somebody who's neutral.
Whack, Whack is an interesting case though because yes, some of the things that he say don't check out, but some of the shit that he says is right. And we try to put people in these little boxes where we'll say, "Oh, Whack, Whack is not credible because he said this," but then some of the shit be true, or we'll say Whack ain't a gangster because he on Clubhouse all day. But we're in
Well,
a new era right now. Like
no, but
people
I
will,
remember Wack lied. Wack will lie because Wack lied about that Ray J. Remember we went over that Ray J
Yeah, we know
tape.
that, but it's stuff he says that turn out to be true as well. Is
Yeah,
all
but
I'm trying to
yeah, your
say.
politicians do that all the time too. You know what I mean?
That's what I'm trying to say. It's kind of wishy washy with him. We don't know. It's just like with these content creators. Like we don't know, man. I'm gonna see what happens with this. But if Jay Prince's name shows up on a witness list and people are spreading it, this guy has the paperwork allegedly, and he has his watermark on it. So we'll see more of this circulate. But I'm kind of gonna wait for a more credible media source to pick up on it before I really like lean into it. Not to say
Yeah.
Onan ain't on his shit. I'm just not. This is my first time hearing about him. I checked out his page, Onan TV. Go see it for yourself. You know, see what happens with that.
Okay. Okay.
But I think we can move on.